What up though, y'all? Today's video is how to wash, dye, and retwist your locks. It's your girl Brandy, so let's go ahead and get straight into the video. The product line I'm using is from the Jamaican Mango and Lime line. I'm going to use moringa seed oil and manuka honey shampoo, protein conditioner, cactus leave-in moisturizer, also the moringa seed oil and manuka honey oil, the locking firm wax, and a Dory semi-permanent in blue black and indigo blue. So let me start by saying I am not a colorist, I'm not a natural hair guru, I'm not a beautician, but I have had natural hair over 10 years, and I've started my own locks as well as colored my own locks and was able to achieve some wonderful great colors with all sets of my locks. So you want to go ahead and get all of your things prepped before you get started. You'll need a black towel, a microfiber towel, rubber gloves, maybe 2 pair, some clips and some bands, and also some petroleum jelly. Now you want to go ahead and get these things organized in the space you'll be retwisting, but I would not recommend washing your hair in the bathroom because in my opinion, it's better to wash your hair in a deep wash tub, like one next to your washer, than in the bathroom because locks can get really long, they get really heavy, and before long they're laying in the tub, and who wants their locks laying in a tub of dirty water? I know I don't. Unless you're gonna wash your hair in the shower, which I do often. I wouldn't recommend dyeing and washing your hair in the shower or dyeing it in the shower. I wouldn't recommend that. And so go ahead and get ready to wash your hair. Now when washing your hair, you want to saturate your hair as much as possible before adding the shampoo. When you get your locks saturated, which can take up to 10 minutes depending on the density and the porosity or the thickness of your lock, it can take a really long time. But once you get that water saturated, you're able to achieve a really sudsy foam on your hair, which is able to lift out a lot of buildup. Now once you get that sudsy foam in there, go ahead and wash your hair, rinse it out. Make sure you get it completely rinsed, and go ahead and add your protein conditioner. Now I love this protein conditioner. I can really tell the difference. It's made my hair really strong. And so now that we've conditioned our hair, it's time to go ahead and dye it. You want to make sure before you start dyeing your hair, you go ahead and put some rubber gloves on. You put as much protective equipment around you. And what I mean by protective equipment is like paper, plastic, anything that will catch dye. Because once it's in those surfaces, it's really hard to get out. Now once you've started dyeing your hair, go ahead and squeeze your locks with the dye in it. It helps to saturate your lock all the way through and all the way down. You don't want locks with different colors all the way through it because you didn't saturate your lock. And so you want to separate it into 4 sections like you would any other hair, and go ahead and try to saturate it as much as possible. Smooth the hair, smooth the dye into the hair. Try not to leave glops of dye sitting on your hair, but squeeze it all the way through from root to end. And now once you've saturated your hair with the dye, you want to go ahead and put it up and cover your hair. The recommended wait time is about 15 minutes. Let's be honest, we have to cover our hair with plastic bags because the locks get really heavy, they're really long, and who can find the plastic cap that will cover that much hair? And so while we're waiting, it's a good time to go ahead and clean up. I go ahead and pick up all my paper, my mess, and I've waited the 15 minutes, so now it's time to go ahead and check my color. Check and see if, well, basically check the intensity. I'm going to rinse it out in the same tub that I washed my hair in, not the sink. You do not want to wash dye out in your bathroom. And so now let's go ahead and get it washed out. It looks black, looks dark, which is what I was going for. I was going for a darker color. Now when washing your hair or dyeing your hair, you want to get as much of the dye out as you possibly can. Right? Get it out until it runs clear. And you really want this when you're dyeing your locks. You do not want to leave dye inside your locks. It'll eat your locks up from the inside, and then you'll have locks that are breaking off and weak. And so it usually takes about 30 minutes to go ahead and rinse my hair and make sure all the dye is out. So we're going to fast forward it. And now my hair is partially dried, or blot dried, I should say. When you get water out of your locks, don't wring it like a towel. Squeeze it like you would a lemon. You do not want to wring your hair. It breaks strands in your locks and makes your locks weak. So it looks black, but as you can see, it looked a little bit lighter at the root. That might be because I actually put like that indigo blue in it too, and it was already a little bit reddish, so it may have a purplish tint. And so before I start twisting my hair, I take a snack break, obviously. Well, when you're doing your hair, it takes a long time, and when you have natural hair, it really takes a long time. So it's all right to take a break. Go ahead and get a snack break, a little snack in. Chips are my thug thizzle, so I'm gonna take a break and eat a snack. But also, when doing your locks, you also want to make sure that you have filed nails. You don't want hang nails. You don't want brittle, frigid nails. That does not make for a smooth retwist. Your nails will get caught in your hair. It will pull hair out of your locks, and sometimes it hurts. And so make sure your nails are smooth. But once your nails are smooth, yeah, my face, y'all caught me eating. I thought I was gonna get off camera and eat. You want to go ahead and put your hair into 4 sections, or as many sections that you can handle. I like to part mine into 4 sections. I can handle 4 sections of hair. That amount of hair in a section is a great amount for me, but whatever is comfortable for you. Now, early in your journey, when you wash your hair, you'll notice that locks become tangled together, and you'll have to split them apart. Do that as gently as possible because you don't want to damage your locks. You don't want to break the hair. Once you've done that, section your hair into 4 sections. You'll drip a little bit, but you want to go ahead and just keep blotting. I like to also use wild growth in my hair. I use the lock method, which is liquid, oil, and cream. My husband does not like the smell of wild growth, but it has all the essential oils in it and some of the elements that I would use in my hair anyway, and so I use it. It's really good to massage your hair, and to use a good oil when you massage it is even better. I know I'm rubbing it like crazy, right? It's okay to look away if it makes you uncomfortable because it feels so good. But massage the oil into your hair. It helps with stimulation, helps with blood flow. Google told me that. Like I said, not a loctician, not a scientist, but massaging your scalp does help with circulation, which promotes hair growth. And so you want to go ahead and get the oil in it. Once I get my wild growth in it, I'll go ahead. You see, I notice I need some separated, and I'll separate them. But once I get my wild growth added, I'm going to go ahead and add my island oil. Now that smells phenomenal. I love it. I mean, it smells great, and it's really moisturizing for my hair. So I'll add that all over my section there. Now, I don't add oil all the way down the shaft of my hair, and I don't do that because I really saturate my scalp. And as time goes on, the oil will move down my lock as it is. And once I start retwisting, I'll actually go down the shaft of my hair with the twisting wax. So it'll add oil and sheen. And if y'all noticed, I noticed it was a little redder right there, but we'll see how it goes. And so now it's time to twist. I love the consistency of the locking wax. It's not really, really thick like a Murray's, but it is kind of that consistency, right? But it's not thick like that. But I do love it. It's oil-based, and it has a wonderful smell, wonderful consistency. Before I start twisting, I told you I'll put it in the 4 sections. The section that is still loose, I'll go ahead and band that off with a really, really loose band so that when I'm pulling locks out of them to retwist, there's no friction, there's no resistance. They'll just come straight on out. Now, before you start twisting your hair, you want to go ahead and saturate the root with the locking wax. And you want to take a really, really, really good look at your hair before you start twisting it, because you want to try to twist your hair the same way every time you twist it. Because if you don't, you'll end up with the wonky ass lock, and nobody likes wonky ass locks. Those are locks that are like going every which way. And so it's better to try, when you start your locks, to twist your hair whichever the direction is natural for your hands. But as you change sides of your head, that can get weird and wonky. So just try to take a really, really good look at your hair. Now, as you can see, I'm looking at my hair, but the reversal of the camera made me mess up, and I still messed up. So I got like 6 or 7 in before I looked and was like, I'm twisting the wrong way. And so once I got my twist going the right way, I went ahead and started getting it done, knocking them out. And as you can see, I'm twisting and sectioning off. That's where the clips come in and my bands come in. I do not use a lot of clips on my hair. You got to take a dance break. Sometimes when you're standing there doing your hair, doing natural hair, doing any hair, your feet will hurt. you'll get tired. This helps with circulation. It helps make the time pass. So I dance a bit. Don't mind my break. But as I said, I don't use a lot of clips in my hair because it helps when I only have a few. It's easier for me to maneuver around my hair. I don't like a lot of clips because then you got to take a whole lot of clips out. 3 or 4 clips works fine for me. And as I'm finished with the section, I kind of bunch them all off into a couple of buns, maybe 2 or 3 buns tops. But that's what I do with my hair. And so I don't use, like I said, a lot of clips, but I use just enough to make sure my ends are held and my root is held, and then I'll put it all up into a bun. Now, when you're, as I stated earlier, when you're twisting your hair, you want to make sure you get your new growth in really good. But as you go down the shaft of your lock, you want to go ahead and palm roll because you want to make sure that you're getting any frizzies, any loose hair, any hair that's sticking out. I have a couple of gray hairs that stick out. So, and as you can see, the front locks are not as progressed as my back locks. My hair has 2 different textures in it. The front is a different texture than the back. As you can see, my front locks, the ends look really, really curly and wavy, and the back locks are really rounded off. So the front, I really have to palm roll a lot because I have a lot of frizzies. And that's okay. That's natural. Now, I dyed my hair black for the wintertime because I love how luxurious black hair looks. I love how locks look when they're black, when they have a nice sheen on them. They look really, really luxurious. I've had every color, as y'all saw earlier in the video, but I do like the black. Now, this set of locks, I have a few different sizes, I should say, because I did the shell method. I basically stuck my finger in, curved it, and made a little part. And so you don't see a lot of parts in my hair once my hair is completely retwisted, which I like. It looks really full and really thick. I don't retwist it that often. Earlier in the journey, you do have to retwist more than you would when they're mature. But I don't retwist that often. Over twisting can lead to where you have, I know many of you have probably seen locks on a scalp and there's no hair between the locks. That is from constant retwisting. So don't retwist too much. Keep your hair clean, but don't retwist it often, right? Don't twist it like to death. I used to use the mango and lime gel. I ran out of it. That's usually what I like to use in addition to the wax on my front locks, just so my edges have a really, really nice sheen and natural look. As y'all can see, my son came in to keep me company on my last couple of sections. He's my little buddy. He'll often take a break with me. He'll play Pokemon Go with me. He talks and asks a lot of questions, and so I love him to death. That's my babe. And so I'm finishing off the last section. And like I said, it does take a while. Feel free to take a break, but you want to make sure your hair is damp when you retwist it. So if you take a break and you step away for a while and your locks begin to dry, just hit them with a little spritz of water and oil and let it marinate so that you can retwist on a moist lock, not a dry lock. I want to make sure that all my locks get the same treatment, get the same oil. I go ahead and make sure that I have the liquid, which is the water, the oil, which is the the wild growth, the island oil, and then I seal that oil in with my cactus cream conditioner. And that consistency is really good too. It's like water-based, it's loose, but it's not too thin, I guess. It's not going to fall off, but it is really loose. And when you have really thick locks, you don't want to put a creamy cream in your hair. It's hard to get out. So I do like the consistency of the conditioner and of the leave-in conditioner. I love it both. And so little dance break with my baby. Like I said, it's always a good time to dance with him. It's my love. But back to business. We're almost done. I'm tired. Let's get it done. You want to keep that black towel handy. The reason I say black towels are the best because your hair attracts lint. Locks are going to have lint in them, but the closer the lint is to your hair color, the better. So I use a black towel because white towels, the lint shows up really quickly. So black towels are better. Plus, when you're dyeing your hair, it's better to use a black towel. So I keep a couple of black towels strictly for my hair. And so now I'm pretty much done. I've put it up in a bun. I'm gonna tie it up. I'm geeks. My retwist looks nice. Nice. I will show y'all the finished product when it's dry. So now it's dry. Let's hope that it's black and dark like I like it. Or like I want it. If it's not, it's okay. But let's see. Let's give it a nice little shake out. Fill it up. The ends are still a little bit damp, but I don't like to put a lot of heat on my hair, so they'll dry throughout the day, which is fine. I'll probably put my hair in an updo. When I first do my hair, I keep them in updos because oil attracts lint, and I try to keep as much lint out of my hair as possible. And being that they've been freshly retwisted and oiled, it will attract a lot of lint today. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my hair up in an updo. But I dig it. I like the color. I like the way the retwist turned out. As y'all can see, I don't do a hard retwist where it's like super tight. I don't want my locks to come out. I just like them to look really thick and really nice and really healthy. And as you can see, my scalp looks healthy. My hair looks dark at the scalp, which I wanted. So it looks like my dye came out good. So I'm gonna go ahead and tie it up, get dressed up, so y'all can see what the finished product looks like. All done, and there she is. Put it up in an updo. It's easier that way. Doesn't move around, but I dig it. I like it. And if y'all like this video, if y'all dig this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Sometimes when you wash your hair, you'll see little knots in it. That's actually a little hair knot. If you see lint, pull it out. But if you see lint, don't pick it. Give me the thumbs up.